And hello again, everyone. Welcome to our Saturday afternoon edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by my colleagues Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. They'll play this one here in Cleveland before the Cavaliers head back on the road. They're looking for a little bit of redemption in this one after the loss to them here last time. And so, with that loss, that gives each team one win apiece in this series. Both teams want this one badly.
And listen, you have to take advantage of the freebies. And on that night, they did not, and that is why they just could not recover.
Exactly. I mean, they left too much cheese at the foul line. And in the end, it mattered on the scoreboard and cost them.
So let's take a look at the Boston Celtics starting lineup. Bradley and Turner filling out the perimeter. Tyler Zeller out there with David Lee, and it's Smart in at the one. Flash! Marcus Smart was drafted to the Celtics as their future point guard. He came in with a lot of work to do and a skill set that people really liked. But his first season, Clark, was a roller coaster.
Yeah, it really was. He was an off guard in high school and in his first year of college as well. Really only played full-time at the point the year before he was drafted.
Here's Johnson after the made shot from Evan Turner. Out to the right wing. Flash. And Evan Turner pulls it down.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look. Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
Thomas checked in for Marcus Smart. The Celtics shooting their first free throw of the game. And how thrilled must have Evan Turner been last season to get a second chance. Clark, with the boost in minutes, confidence, the coaching staff, his game almost just changed overnight.
Yeah, he's a guy who needs the basketball. He's such a good, solid playmaker and has excellent size. Never had a chance in Indiana to really handle the ball and play to his strengths because of Paul George and Lance Stevenson, but he found a nice niche in Boston.
Well, you know what he can do after watching him for so many years with the Buckeyes.
Yeah, he's terrific. Good basketball IQ, too.
Thomas against Johnson. Now, here's Thomas. Tight defense on him. Zeller, a screen on Johnson.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
And we the end of the first quarter. Celtics lead by 4, and the second quarter will be on the way. And Cavs head coach David Blatt beginning his NBA career after.
There's just a lot more practice time, and when the games come, you're still playing 2, maximum 3.
And Blatt, one of the most successful American coaches in European basketball history, Clark, and he's done a great job in his first season with the Cavaliers in the NBA, but nothing he did overseas certainly can compare to this.
And, you know, that's why, Kevin, people always talk about it in terms of being a marathon and not a sprint. There's nothing that compares to the NBA grind. Nothing is comparable to it.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for the Celtics.
You've got to like the consistency with which they're hitting that mid-range jump.
You know, it also hasn't taken them long to make their mark in the paint. I mean, they're doing a lot of their scoring from in there.
They've got T, Z out there with Big Daddy. Then it's Robinson. Then it's Flash in at the 2. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. Jerebko can't get it to go. The Cavaliers trail by 5. Inside, it's stolen. To the inside. Now
How about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay. Here's Jerebko. It's tipped. And Robinson with a... Robinson!
I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is the 2 points, not the dramatic.
Oh, come on, Clark. He had to go for it, didn't he?
Yeah, but hey. He's an athlete, and I can't fault him for that one. Although, if he missed it, I might have. No need to rush here. They can play for one shot.
Yeah, and I think the way you do it, you're patient as you indicated, and wait until about the 5-second mark before you get into your play.
Right side, Thomas. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Crowder with the steal. No good. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Boston on top, leading by 3. And we'll be back.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2K Sports Halftime. Boston found themselves in a close game in the first. At the end of the period, they held a 4-point lead. And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. You gotta like what Little General has done in this game.
Yeah, created a lot of quality shots for himself in that first half, and he knew when to pass it up when the double team came.
And that led to a very high points per shot number for him. For those of you that are into analytics, that stat really tells how efficient a player has been, and he's been very efficient so far.
On the floor for Boston, Bradley and Turner filling out the perimeter. Zeller is out there with David Lee, and it's Smart in at the point guard position.
And I love the way he uses his size there to make sure he gets that board.
Well, taking a look at Avery Bradley, his career's been kind of up and down, Greg. Started out in high school where he developed into one of the nation's top prospects in high school.
You know, it's a great point. And as a college freshman, really established himself as one of the top defensive guards in the country, won numerous awards, then enters the draft after only 1 year.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Jones is checked in. The Celtics also with a sub. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Zeller. And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. And Bradley gets it to go. Bradley's got his first basket.
You know, with Avery Bradley, he was the 19th pick in the draft for the Celtics. The outlook for him was great, but then ball handling and shooting injury concerns flattened out his development. He had a hard time getting over the hump for a few years, but he's over it now.
Jones, and there's another one for the Cavaliers.
That's a huge basket, just taking advantage of the size mismatch and able to drain that mid-range jump shot. Really good basketball.
Screen by Lee. Right side Bradley. The 3. The Cavaliers pull it in.
And, you know, getting back to Avery Bradley, he's been dynamite for the last 2 years. He's finally found consistency with the mid-range jumper and plays a complete game of basketball. With just a little more seasoning, I really feel like the sky's the limit.
But he stays with it. Screen by Lee. Outside Turner. Just 5 to shoot. Second shot opportunity.
Right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Cavaliers lead by 3. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, Slim is out there with Big Daddy. Then it's Robinson. Then it's Thomas. And it's Johnson in at the 2 spot.
And offensively, they've been struggling. He just wants to get them back into a good flow and stop forcing shots.
Well, Greg, the misses started piling up. Things kind of snowballed on them in that regard. This is a good timeout to kind of calm his guys down and hit the reset button.
Now a timeout called by Boston. They're down by 5. 1:52 left to play in the final quarter. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Hey, guys. Well, Brad Stevens had some advice for the team over that last break. The message, stick with it. He said the game is right there, fellas, right there for the taking. But we've got to play with purpose and precision. Kevin, can they get it done?
And a closer look here at the hustle stance for the Cavaliers.
I thought we might see the defense adjust at halftime to slow the break, but that has not been the case.
Something else they've done is force a lot of mistakes defensively, and they've been turning those turnovers into points.
And both free throws good for Johnson.
That was essential that he cashed in on those free throws. They're within one possession.
Here's Johnson. Here's the three. And the shot is good.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're behind by 6. 1:36 left in the game. And the Celtics with possession here. They trail by 6. Pick by Zeller. Thomas kicks to Bradley. Zeller setting the pick for Bradley. To the paint. A nice shot by Zeller.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take.
Johnson the screen. Zeller setting the pick for Thomas. Back to Zeller. Now the pass to Slim. Another three for Cleveland.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates. Time definitely not on their side.
They need a very quick bucket, a real quick one.
And a wide open look for Zeller. Good! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
And a big height advantage right there.
You know, it's tough to bring a big man that far away from the goals, but that might be a mismatch they're willing to live with.
Boston making some changes. Lee comes in for Amir Johnson. And it's Turner in for Crowder. The putback, great positioning on the putback.
Nice tip in there. I mean, he's got like a sixth sense in terms of where the miss is going to go. That is really a talent. You know what? A low percentage pass on that one, but sometimes it's worth the risk.
Well, that time the risk did not pay off because it was well defended.
And the Celtics making a change here. Smart's checked in. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. 1:36.
How about the inbound pass there? Easy bucket.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 5.
Don't be afraid to make the extra pass. If it's open, take it.
24 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And so they foul intentionally. He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there.
Well, it's urgent times right now. This is when they got to come up big.
Yeah, you got to get points here. I mean, there's no way you can get around it. You've got to be able to get baskets here in a short period of time.
The shot by Turner, no good. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
Yeah, but Greg, they didn't really have another option. I mean, I thought they did a nice job getting it in his hands and making sure he was the guy who'd go to the line.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's an 8-point game. So we see the Cavaliers get the win here. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused. I think Clark made the difference.
Well, you know, at this stage,
The 2K Sports postgame show.